So we had a question about the HR diagram activity, particularly down at the bottom. So if we head down to the last few questions, this reference a particular movie that we're going to need to utilize. So we'll let that load. And then I'll also need to go through and download the spreadsheet. So I'll grab that one as well. But the question, so we can all see them right now, is order the clusters from youngest to oldest, and then use the movie to try and estimate the age of the cluster. So let me go back up and grab the spreadsheet that we need for this as well, which is here. Okay, so the spreadsheet, once it fully loads, on the last tab has images of 4 different clusters. Now the movie will go through, it has time up here, so this is mega years or millions of years. And this is a simulation of what these HR diagrams look like depending on how old or young a star cluster you're looking at. So you've already had questions that talk about what these different axes are. They're the same as what you've gone through and seen in other bits. So if I play this movie and I can pause it at any point, we can start to see that the main sequence here changes. We start to lose the top bits. So earlier I had a lot more up there, but as time goes down, we see that moving further and further and further down. And your instructions even highlight that the thing you want to be looking at is what we call this main sequence turnoff, the point where it looks like the objects, the stars, are no longer on this main sequence piece right here. So the first thing you want to think about, and feel free to answer in the chat, is for younger star clusters, again, that would be this part of the movie, where does that main sequence point, turnoff point, occur compared to older star clusters? How does it change based on age? Okay, so someone says that great, we're getting a couple answers now. So it's changing both in the vertical and the horizontal axis. Someone says move down. And if you look, it actually moves over a little bit too, but it's a combination of both. So that overall combination is what you want to look for when you take a look at these 4 pictures here. So if I look at these 4 pictures, you need to try and figure out where that turnoff point is. And you can use that turnoff point to be able to go through and put these in order from youngest to oldest. So that's how you go through and do this question here. And so you would just put the names in order. So your cluster names are written up here at the top. So you would put those names in order from youngest to oldest based on where you see that turnoff point being. The second part of this, in order to estimate the age of each cluster, if we were going to go through and estimate the age of this one, I would try and make the movie such that that turnoff point was right around, it looks like 3 for the vertical axis, and maybe like 0.5 for the horizontal axis. So I would basically go through and take my slider and move it until I got to something like that. And then I would use that age. That's what I would write down for the age that I'm estimating for this cluster, for example. And then you would go through and repeat that for each of the other 3.